Thank you, Shayna, for reminding me to record the whole call. God damn. All right, guys. So I'm going to start. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So everybody has to eat bell peppers. Now, another thing that I'm dead serious about, you need to eat carrots every single day. Now, if you're brand new and you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to eat. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I don't know how to eat carrots. Where do I buy them? I'm buy them at Walmart. Organic carrots. You know how you eat them? You literally just grab it and you eat it. It's the easiest thing to eat. Do you have to peel them first? I don't. Do you need to eat baby carrots? No, I don't. I just eat real carrots because with real carrots, it's just, I don't know, it's just less processed to me. I trust it more. Everybody needs to eat at least one daily carrot because the fiber in carrot is one of the most holistic fibers you can get. I also get fiber in from Smart Brand cereal, but which fiber do I trust more? Fiber from carrots. Jesus made fiber from carrots. Man, Scott from Tacoma, Phoenix, uh, Tucson, Phoenix, somewhere in a white lab coat made the fiber that goes in Smart Brand cereal. Doesn't mean that it's bad, but nature always has your back. So everybody needs to eat bell peppers every single day. Everybody needs to eat carrots every single day. Now, you don't have to eat asparagus, but you do have to eat green vegetables. Now, if I were to not know what you guys are eating, then I would feel stupid for saying this. I'd be like, yeah, of course they're going to eat vegetables. Yeah, of course. I mean, why am I even saying this? But I see your food logs, and a lot of you guys, you're eating yogurt with blueberries, and then you're eating like beef sticks, and then you're eating uh, meat and meat and meat, and it's like, but you're not even doing the carnivore thing. But then you tell me you want to be healthy. The eternal elixir of life is eating vegetables. You don't even have to eat that much of it, but just find a vegetable that you love. If you don't like asparagus, then you've never eaten asparagus. And if you don't like asparagus and you've eaten asparagus, then get yourself some garlic grass-fed butter, cook it in the garlic grass-fed butter. And if you don't like it then you're probably really fun at parties. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you. Um, and actually, that's all I got right here. There's more to it, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. I literally just got this because I ran out. And I'll tell you this, like I had to get carrots because I found out last night that I ate my last carrot. So I was like, I can't go a day without a carrot. I feel weird. If I don't, and you guys have probably experienced this as well. If you don't eat vegetables for a couple days, you just start. Okay, I'm sorry for saying this. All right, I apologize. The God is good and God bless America and all that. But if you don't eat vegetables, you just start feeling like a loser. You just start getting bloated. You start getting lethargic. You start wondering why your lower back's hurting, and everything starts feeling achy and all that. And then you start eating vegetables. You're like, oh shoot, now I have mental clarity again. Why was I so sad earlier? Oh yeah, because I wasn't getting all the nutrients in that I was getting in from food. So many people rely on getting their nutrients in from prescription medication. It's insane. People are on antidepressants. What about going for a walk? What about eating some oranges, maybe some carrots? So anyway, I just got back from Walmart. Walmart gets me hyped up. So that's actually not what I wanted to talk about, though. What I did want to talk about is this book right here. And by the way, the Walmarts in Arkansas are way different than California. And again, I apologize for what I'm about to say. The Walmarts in California attract a different type. Don't attract. They attract like women who go shopping in their wedding dress. Like they don't. I don't know. It's a little different type. Yeah, I don't know. Over here, it's just like everybody. I don't know. Anyway, this is a great book. Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield. Now, if you right now are already reading a book, what I want you to do is keep reading it, especially if it's a self-development book. And actually, if you don't mind, if it's a self-development book, share it with me. What are you reading? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat what you're reading right now. If you are reading a book right now, then we can put it in the chat. Now, this book is from Stephen Pressfield. Stephen Pressfield wrote he wrote a very famous book, and it's totally on the tip of my tongue right now, and I got to look it up real quick. Give me 1 second. He wrote Bagger and Vance. Is that what it is? Stephen Pressfield, author. Um, he wrote The Legend of Bagger Vance. Yeah, The Legend of Bagger Vance. So Stephen Pressfield wrote that book. And then what he did is he wrote um, a bunch of more like business related books after that on how to overcome resistance because he wrote The Legend of Bagger Vance, which is a very popular book. And after that, he wrote books such as this one, Do the Work, on how he overcame the resistance in creating that work and creating that art because he considers himself an artist. So it's really, really good. The message that I'll tell you right now is that everybody encounters resistance. You're always going to have resistance. He mentions in this book, Jane Fonda, when he was 70 years old, he still threw up before every show because whenever you are about to accomplish something or do something or show your inner true art, your inner true skill, your inner true being, resistance will always come up at its highest then. So I want to, I mean, I just highly recommend everybody get this book. It's super small. Resistance's greatest hits. The following is a list in no particular order of those activities that most commonly elicit resistance. All right. The pursuit of any calling in writing, painting, music, film, dance, or any creative art, however marginal or unconventional. Two, the launching of any entrepreneurial venture or enterprise for profit or otherwise. Three, any diet or health regimen. Four, any program of spiritual advancements. Five, any activity whose aim is the acquisition of chiseled abdominals. So I was like, oh, wow, I must be overcoming resistance every. No, I'm just kidding. Six is any course or program designed to overcome an unwholesome habit or addiction. Seven is education of every kind. Eight is any act of political, moral, or ethical courage, including the decision to change for the better some unworthy pattern of thought or conduct in ourselves. Nine, the undertaking of any enterprise or endeavor whose aim is to help others. 10 is any act that entails commitment of the heart, the decision to get married, to have a child, to weather a rocky patch in a relationship. And 11, the taking of any principled stand in the face of adversity. In other words, resistance comes up with any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long term growth, health, or integrity. So it talks about resistance and how resistance is invisible, resistance is insidious, resistance is impersonal, it is always lying, it's infallible, it's universal, and it never sleeps. In other words, fear doesn't go away. The warrior and the artist live by the same code of necessity, which dictates that the battle must be fought anew every single day. And then lastly, and I'll leave you guys with this, resistance plays for keeps. Resistance's goal is not to wound or disable. Resistance aims to kill. And on a more serious note, this relates to, for instance, suicide rates in America are at an all-time high. Now, a lot of people say it's because of social media and people living in isolation. Maybe, it's hard to say. It's very hard to know what really causes it, obviously, because it's always after the fact. But if you look at resistance, uh, what is the number one drug that everybody carries around? That's actually a lot of people. You guys are watching the Zoom call right now. Uh, on it is your phone, and I suffer from this too. My biggest resistance, one of my big resistances, is YouTube Shorts. Little dopamine spikes. Little dopamine spikes. The farmer used to the farmer wakes up and he has to tend to his flock of sheep. And he has to do that every single day, regardless of how he feels. And he has to be doing that and only that. He doesn't check his phone while he's doing it because his flock of sheep need tending to. And his sheep listen to him, and then that happens every single day, and that every single day, whatever the weather is. But that's why they say shepherds have the most satisfying job in the world. What do we do? Everybody has different professions. I have to be on my phone. I'm on social media. But you got to be very careful on the dopamine that your phone is giving you. If your dopamine comes from things that cost no effort, then exercising and eating right is not very attractive or appealing. So you have to get your dopamine from lifting the heavy weight, from eating good food, from eating the asparagus, from eating carrots, from eating bell peppers, from how you feel after you eat it, not how it looks up front, if that makes sense. So anyway, what I want everybody to do, get this book, Stephen Pressfield. He has Do the Work, and he also has The War of Art. Honestly, The War of Art is one of my favorite books, so you can get either one. And let me check the chat. Let's see what else everybody is reading. Pure Human, Claudia, Pure Human, Greg Braden, and Atomic Habits by James Clear. Yeah, Atomic Habits is huge. That was such a groundbreaking book. And Jose says, yeah, Do the Work. Jose, that's what it's called. That's the name of the book. So anyway, I know I kind of went on a rant right there. Um, so let me just take a deep breath and calm down a little bit. Um, let's do this. Let's go around real quick. And I want to answer y'all's questions. I do have a feeling though that, and you guys can let me know on this, of what that this time 4:30 seems to be working better. I mean, I have a bigger attendance, but maybe it's just coincidence. So let me pull up my little things. All right. So who wants to share wins for last week? You can either raise your hand or just unmute yourself. We have some new people, by the way. Um, but yeah, who wants to share wins? Okay, real quick, I'm gonna put my eggs and carrots and asparagus and bell peppers in the refrigerator because it's like 93 degrees here. And did my Zoom freeze? No. You guys are just all staring? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put my stuff in the fridge. Boo. All right. Does anybody want to share a win?
Yeah, I'll share. It's Michelle.
Yes, there we go. I was
Hey,
waiting.
I'm I'm back at the gym. I had a several weeks, like 3 weeks of just life coming up. Had to travel for work and went back to Ohio to see family and etc. So I got out of my groove, but been back at the gym for 2 weeks. So that's my
Cool.
win.
Well, just so you know, Krista and Lucrecia, no, Krista said Michelle is gone, and then she was really concerned, and then she got mad at me, like I don't know, you know, don't take it out on me. But no, it's good to see you again. How was your trip to Ohio?
It was good. It's a lot of. I love my family. Just 2,000 miles away is good. Good for me.
You love your family to be 2,000 miles away.
Yes, I love them.
That's
No, it was
interesting.
it was cool. It was cool. It was just with the kids, lots of trying to keep them busy and not breaking everything in my stepmom's all her knickknacks and whatever. So,
Yeah,
but it was good.
awesome. Well, it's great to have you back. Yeah, you know what you need to do. Do you have any like obstacles or anything that you need help with?
You know what? I need to tighten up the diet. I haven't gained, but I haven't like lost either. I'm right about the same place I was the last time we talked. So
Okay.
nothing crazy. I'm in a plateau, I guess, but I'm happy here. So for the moment, I'm good. I just need to buckle down if I want to get to that six pack city thing you talk about.
Yeah. Or the suburbs.
Yeah,
Um,
adjacent.
I can tell you, here in Arkansas, the winters, and this is for everybody, the winters are very harsh. Well, harsh. They're really cold, and it's all the leaves are gone, and it's brown. So what I notice here in the summer is that everybody's out. Like everybody enjoys the summer. Now I know a lot of you guys are in California, and I know how it is in California. It's basically a whole lot of summer, and then in the winter it's a little bit less summer. But um, the summer here gives me a lot of energy and a lot of motivation too to shoot, have the best workouts of your life, So everybody, if you're finding or you're like kind of like slacking a little bit in your workouts, just the mere fact that it is summer. And dare I say, I don't know, everybody's different, but if you haven't been to the beach yet, then I don't know what you're doing. I know you're busy and all that, but you guys live at most an hour away. For me, it's like 25 hours, so do it for me. But enjoy the summer. Have the summer motivate you, maybe. Does anybody else want to share a win?
I'll share not a win, I guess more of a plan that I have. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so as you know, I was out of the gym for almost 3 months, and I told you I did a DEXA scan, which scans your whole body for, the fat and lean body mass and your whole weight. So I went up like 3.4% body fat in those, 3, 4 months. My lean tissue went down almost 3 pounds. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna, have to start again. I feel like disappointed and frustrated when I saw it. I only gained like less than 3 pounds on like, total weight. Um, but then I thought, okay, what's the plan? Like, what do I need to do to get back in track? And I know what to do, but it's the initial feeling of, having to start over, um, getting back in the mood of I mean the gym that actually I like, but yeah, so I think a lot of us feel frustrated when we have setbacks, and that's the first thing we feel like again, okay, so reset. But yeah, I do have a plan. After that, I just decided to just write it down and write the numbers and set a goal and just focus on that and kind of, accept the feeling of frustration and kind of let it go after.
Yeah. So you kind of like you reverse engineered it. You put the numbers down, and then if you feel a little frustrated, you maybe ask yourself like, okay, I'm feeling frustrated, but it makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just letting it go. Like, okay, yeah, this is it. Feel, but it's not gonna help me. So, just accept it and kind of. So after that, I wrote it. Okay, 4 months. Go back to percent of body fat since I did it last time within that time frame. Going up in the lean body tissue at least 3 pounds. So kind of, I don't know. I'm not a math person, but I was just numbers help me to
yeah,
kind of, set myself. Yeah.
that's definitely the most, I mean, in my opinion, it's the best way to go about it is to go by the numbers because facts don't, and this is harsh, but facts don't really care about your feelings. If you don't feel like working out, facts, your body doesn't care about it. But if you go by the numbers of like, all right, you want to lose this amount of pounds, you got to be on this amount of calories. I mean, in essence, that's how the fitness models do it, the bodybuilders. The only problem is that it's often not sustainable. So you kind of want to find that balance. But um, if you guys don't know who he is, Alex Hormozy, he's like a kind of like a business guru. Anyway, he has a lot of videos on YouTube. He said the ultimate way to ensure to just absolutely guarantee that you will get everything you can out of life is to develop the skill of being in a good habit when you have nothing to be in a good habit about. And I know that's really hard, and I it's a little bit extreme. He's also kind of an extreme character. But on another note, Peter Attia, who is a neurosurgeon who also kind of has a YouTube thing going on, he says, when you encounter an emotion, when you encounter a feeling, just think to yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? Okay, it's because of that. It's because of that. And what you fear is never as bad as the fear itself. The fear itself is always the absolute worst. Fear kills people every single day. Does anybody else want to share a win? We have Vidi Diana. She's new. We have Cross. Oh no, I don't know if that's Joy or Bruce. We have Lizette, I think.
I
Janelle.
can share.
Yeah.
So as you know, I've been struggling to do the whole gym thing, but I've been trying to get out more. So I've been doing a lot more walks, and I guess I'll piggyback on having to start over and feeling like those setbacks and seeing the your body change from what it was to what it became, and then kind of just going through that fluctuation. But I went for a run and I ran 2 miles and I feel sore. But I still find that as a win because, just trying to get back into some type of rhythm, like all this chaos around me. It's hard, but I'm still trying to find at least those 15-minute walks, those 20-minute walks, or even now incorporating more of a 20-minute run. And I know that's not going to help me build muscle like what I was doing, but it's making me feel like I'm doing something active. Um, and then once that happens, I feel like, okay, like now I can go home and do some type of weights because I do have some weights and I'll just do what I know. I don't have a plan yet, but it's because it's more of like trying to stay consistent. It's really difficult right now. But I think that's a win and I will take that.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, thank you for sharing. How is you're still mostly at home? How's that going?
Yes. Yeah, I'm working from home and I'm also traveling. So right now I'm driving from home. I'm sorry, I'm driving from work to home.
Yeah.
So it's just the schedule. And then I think right now my biggest downfall is sleep. I'm tired constantly because I don't have a time where I could say I used to go to sleep at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was in bed, right? Like have a sleep schedule. But right now it's all over the place because of the situation and having to go in and out of doctor and hospital stays and things like that. So that those setbacks, those sleep setbacks, have really taken a toll on my sleep,
Yeah.
and I'm yawning and sleeping and not
Do-
getting the energy.
Yeah. Do you wake up? Do you have to take care of your mom in the middle of the night or sometimes or?
Sometimes, yeah. So right now, during the treatment, it depends. She's pretty good about taking her own medication, but I just have to make sure, like, are you breathing? But there's other situations where the pain is so vast that now we're running to the ER and we are in the hospital for a week. So that's
Mm,
been kind of a downfall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, obviously then there's nothing I can say that is going to alleviate the situation. But maybe on a you just got to find fit it in where you can.
Yeah.
I was with so I'm well, I was talking to my business coach and we were just talking about designing your life around your business versus no, sorry, designing your business around your life, designing your career around your life versus designing your life around your career or your business, whatever it is you do. So if you whatever you prioritize, then everything else will mold around it. So if you prioritize your life first and you ask yourself, what does my perfect day look like? And then you design your career around it, then your career, you will have stronger boundaries with your career. The same thing goes, and this is not for you, Janelle, because I know this is like this is there's don't have no control over the situation. But for everybody, if you're struggling to put your workouts into your routine, finding time to make it your workouts to me, the what all I can talk about is what I experience because that's all I know and from what my clients do. But my workouts, like they happen and I will cancel stuff to get my workouts in because otherwise I don't even know. I cannot even imagine people not exercising. I just don't even know how do their brains even work. They walk around without exercising. They don't get any circulation. So when you have that attitude where it's just such a non-negotiable to get your 10,000 steps, it's such a non-negotiable to eat your bell peppers. It's such a non-negotiable to get your water in. Then everything else that is less important will fall around it. And you might think, ooh, you're being selfish, but you're not because it's the whole oxygen masks in the airplane coming down. You got to put it on yourself first. I know that's kind of cliche, but you got to make everything a non-negotiable, except for obviously, it's a different situation. But um, let's
I
see.
will piggyback off on that and say yes, because the days that I do prioritize a run, I'm more present during, whatever it is I got to do at home, or when I'm prioritizing or just trying to get something in, I have that mental clarity to say, yes, it's time for meds or no, where otherwise I'm just kind of, I'm on the same page. I'm tired too. But yeah,
Yeah.
getting outside really does help.
Yeah, yeah. All it takes is a 10-minute walk. There's hardly any problems that a 10-minute walk can't solve sometimes. Like it just clears your head up so much. No earphones, just nothing. Um, Anybody else want to share any wins? Anything? We got a lot of people no camera and on mute. So we got a bunch of new people. We got Linda's new, Digna new. We got Monica Ventura who just ran a 12K. And we have Letitia who's here. Does anybody else want to share any wins? All right. Anybody else want to share any obstacles or anything they need help with or any questions? So I'm in Zoom calls. I have like coaching programs that I join, and the way that usually works is people raise their hand and then they ask a question and you go on. But I feel like I feel like you guys just never have any questions. Which
Like, do you have any new recipes
oh
of it
no.
on your any new recipes on your site? I haven't
Um
dug into the new one yet.
that's a great question. No new recipe videos. For the main reason that those recipe videos that I have, which I hope everybody has seen, they are so much work to make because I got to put the food on the little spinny thing. I got to wear my chef's hat. I got to, and it's so much work. Um, but I will say that I have been following a bunch of recipe guys on YouTube, and I have three new recipes for protein bars that are just absolutely amazing. 200 calories and 20 grams of protein. And the beauty of that is that, you can put, chia seeds in there or whatever. I haven't found the time to make them. So that's the long-winded answer. But I'll send you the ones that I've been following, the homemade protein bars. Oh my goodness, so good. Uh, Once you make those, you'll probably stop buying the David bars.
I'll
By the
jump on.
way, do you like the David bars?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like function. I'm not a big fan of like protein bars in general, but they're
Yeah.
very convenient and they have a lot of protein. So yeah.
So this is very nerdy talk, and I'll keep it really short. But there's a fat, a plant-based fat. It's called EPG. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, it's a certain type of fat that is very low calorie, and it really tastes good. Now, the EPG is a very modified chemical, ingredient. That's what the David bars use, and that's why how they can make their David bars. I believe it's 150 calories for 30 grams of protein, or something like that, right? Or 25, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in a ridiculous, ridiculous macro profile. Most protein bars are about 250 calories and you get about maybe 16, 17. So the David bars came out, 150 calories for 30 grams of protein, 25 grams of protein, and they had EPG in them. Now, if in case you don't know, there's also the Gatsby bars, chocolate bars that have EPG, very low calorie. The whole bar is like 180 calories. Um, what David Bars have done is they have basically bought all the rights to the EPG. So now David Bars are the only protein bars or only food that uses this EPG. So it's kind of like a big thing in the fitness industry. You guys don't really need to worry about it, but it's well, yeah, yeah. Anyway, that was kind of nerdy, but I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Mall Cop, but it's where obviously
Art.
Paul Blart is a mall cop, and he's trying to impress this girl, but all he knows is mall. So he talks to her like, yeah, yeah. So they're trying to move Macy's from a corner unit to like having stores next to it. Have you heard about it? And the girl's like, no. He's like, well, yeah, it's a big thing in the mall industry, the mall world. So anyway, sometimes I feel that way with fitness. Um, Jose, do you got anything?
Um, no, just sleep. I need to improve my sleep. It seems like I toss and turn. I wake up two or three times, like I need to figure out how I can, be asleep solid for, 7 hours.
All right. So a couple of new things that I've learned is that adrenal fatigue and high cortisol really messes with your sleep. And if you were sleeping well, and now all of a sudden you're waking up and you're just kind of tossing and turning, it is very likely that your stress levels are high. And even if I have an Oura ring, it doesn't necessarily track that. But if you do have an Oura ring, it'll track your restlessness. And your restlessness is how much you move while you sleep. And if you move a lot during your sleep, it's usually a sign of either something's bothering you mentally or you have high cortisol levels. That's one. Two is that more and more studies are coming out showing just the absolutely detrimental effects of alcohol on sleep quality. Even if you just drink like a couple times in the weekend, it'll mess with your sleep all week. But and thirdly, what I'm finding myself here, I mean, it's 93 outside right now. It's at night it's like shoot, it's like 80 degrees in here. A couple times I didn't have the AC on and I think my internet connection is unstable. So a couple times I didn't have the AC on and I was just like not sleeping well because it was just too hot. So yeah, I mean you kind of already know everything you need to know, right? With regards to sleep or what like what do you think is
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like I'm not drinking as much anymore. I probably drink like once or twice a month. And yeah, it just seems like I can't really sleep all the way through the night. So I got to figure that out. Um, it's probably because I eat late, maybe. I'm thinking maybe too late. I don't know. Um,
I'm not against salt, but if you eat late at night and it does have salt, it could raise your blood pressure up a little bit.
okay.
I noticed that myself. If I have like eggs at night, I put salt over it, and then it's like I just feel it when I go to bed. But um, the best way to find out your sleep is to do something for 7 days in a row. Just have the same bedtime routine for 7 days in a row. And also, do you take anything to fall asleep?
No, I mean I take the that magnesium that you recommended
Yeah,
um and that helps a lot. That helps a lot. Like if I didn't take that, I think I'd be sleeping even a lot less, So I
yeah,
think that helped me out like big time.
yeah. You don't take any naps, right?
No,
Yeah,
because yeah, because then if I nap, I feel like it'll mess me up at night. Like I won't be able to sleep that good.
that's for sure. Yeah. The best sleep routines are just, boring lives. Going boring is really the new rich, really, but going to bed at the same time every night, waking up at the same time every morning, it's just there's really no secret.
Yeah, and
Um,
and no matter what I do, I'm waking up at before 4 a.m. Like even if I go to sleep at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. or 12 p.m., no matter what, I'm waking up at like 3:45 and I won't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I try to, we try to go to sleep around 8 or 9 so I can get up at 3:45.
Yeah. Just keep doing that.
Yeah,
Keep having your nighttime routine and just sticking to that religiously. 10-3-2-1-0 method. For those that don't know what it is, 10 hours before you go to bed, no caffeine. 3 hours before you go to bed, stop eating. 2 hours, stop working. 1 hour, stop looking at lights. And also, if you don't have blue blocker glasses, I highly recommend them.
Oh, that's that's what it is right there. I'm on the phone till I sleep.
Oh, you can't do that. No.
Yeah, that's yep, that's it.
Oh man,
That's it.
I can't believe you're doing that. That's
Well, I'm doing what you're doing. I'm looking at the YouTube reels.
yeah. I have the way I control my Vice, the YouTube Shorts. The way I control that bad behavior is I only watch five.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, if you ever have a vice where you feel like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, but I keep doing it, one kind of like, you know, uh, what is it? Unconventional way of dealing with it is just doing a whole lot of it until you get sick of it, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. So that's one way. I just don't
I
want to
did
do that.
I did that with cheesecake once.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
It worked great because I ate like two whole cheesecakes.
Yeah, and then you had, yeah, okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. I do want to mention and Liz, she's at work, but she put a comment in the chat. Liz is still at work, but she wants to say that it's nice to hear other people's stories and situations. They are so relatable. She can stop feeling down for not being able to go to the gym for a few weeks. It's nice to hear that others go through the same. She needs to work on getting back to meal prepping. The weather is changing. I need to switch up my meal. I feel you feel it when you eat better. You have more energy and better attitude. So yeah, absolutely, Liz. Thank you for sharing. Um,
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Hey,
Bruce. There we
this
are.
is this is us.
I'm on here too, Michael.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Just to give you guys a heads up, they're from Arkansas. All right. So just
We're new with the program, and we were just going to chat that it's new for us. It's been kind of difficult, the diet plan and working on the app. But this is our second week, and we've enjoyed it. Lots of improvements so far.
yeah. And Bruce and Joy, I actually trained them here. So
Yes.
don't get jealous, but I train them in person. So what are your biggest let's talk about right now. What are your biggest difficulties with the meal plan, would you say?
Well, your meal plans, if I would follow it correctly, it's just my bad habits, my eating the bad things. Trying to get more vegetables in is one of my hardest things
Yeah.
at the moment.
Okay. Um, so even though you have the meal plan, you still kind of give in to your temptations?
I did last week. It was my first week,
Yeah.
but this week I've done a lot better.
Yeah.
Although it's just Tuesday, but it has been better for me this week than last week.
What improvements have you made, you think? Or what changed?
Oh, more vegetables, definitely. Adding my water,
Yeah.
drinking more water was important.
All right.
Um,
So just to give everybody some perspective, and you guys are really gonna be surprised on this one, but we went to Costco. I took Bruce and Joy to Costco, and for Joy, like I think for you is replacing every calorie has to be super important. And like for instance, like snacks. I don't like snacks. Those calories are not super important unless it's high protein. Crackers, bread, little filler foods like that. Eliminate those, you'll eliminate a ton of calories. And then calories that you do eat,
make them important.
make them important. Enjoy every single calorie.
And for
Um,
me, for me, it's just um, getting enough calories. So I'm constantly eating as much as I can, and try to make. It's not exactly following the diet, but I follow the base diet in terms of the kinds of foods to eat. I'm just not sure if macro wise I'm doing it where it needs to be, but in terms of eating the kinds of foods, I think I'm doing that because I'm used to doing that, I guess.
yeah. But before this, you weren't really tracking your food, right?
Mm-mm.
No, it's been a long time. I used to track it, but I
Yeah.
don't track. I hadn't been tracking it at all. So,
And that makes a big difference.
and that makes a difference. So, I'm using the app to put food in and then to look at it and sort of see, okay, what am I eating every day?
Very helpful.
And making sure I'm eating the appropriate foods, and not, fallen victim to, well, I can eat a cracker, or I can eat this, or I can eat that. But instead, okay, I'll substitute grapes, or I'll substitute, watermelon, or I'll substitute a banana, or I'm gonna, do something else like that, as opposed to, something else which would be easy.
Yeah. So the way hype, because obviously you guys are in good shape. So the easiest way of going up and down in calories is literally having a baseline of a low calorie meal plan that is high protein. And then if you want to go high calorie, you literally just add more potatoes and rice. Now, this is the most simplest way of looking at food. But if you look at performance athletes, when they eat more calories, they don't necessarily put on a whole lot more protein because protein is the hardest to digest. And even if you're on low calories, you still got to keep your protein up. So basically, you have a ground layer of protein, which is your bare minimum. And then as your calories go up, you put carbs on top of that. And this is why when people say they go low carb, they lose weight. But really, they're not going low carb. They're just, keeping their protein high. They're just eating a lot of protein. If as long as you always eat high protein, then the carbs and fats will fall into place based on how many calories you want. So if you feel like you need to eat more food, if that was me, in my case, I would eat more potatoes, more rice, more fruit, really potatoes and fruit. But yeah, because
Yeah,
that's the
that's what I try to do. I mean, like today was crazy because I had a lot of work this afternoon. So, typically I'll just grab I made a quick meal and then ate that. But then I also did a shake because I was like, okay, I'll do a protein shake while I'm down there, because I can drink that while I'm working, and while I'm on Zoom calls, while I'm conducting a seminar or whatever I'm doing.
yeah. Okay. So I think for you and me, we just got to find like three good meals that gets you at that calorie level that you want to be at so that you can kind of stick to it.
Right. I mean,
Of eating
the one
between.
the one that I've liked the most was the turkey burger, with the fajitas, and I couldn't find that. I've been using arugula instead of the
Oh, the
holy basil.
microgreens. Yeah, they have it at
And so
Kroger.
so I've been using that, and then I've liked that, and then I've put that with that pretzel bun. And so I like that. That works good for me. I'll do eggs. Like tonight, I'm going to end up doing eggs, I think. So I'm going to do eggs with vegetables, mushrooms, bell peppers, some spinach or something in the eggs. Because I haven't done my eggs today, and I like to do about 5 eggs at that point.
Yeah, that's good. If I eat turkey burgers, I always have to have two, because it's just not like you say, it's not enough calories. It's
Right.
almost like it turns into more of a snack, right? Um, but yeah, that's good. Quick tip on the what I do on the pretzel buns is I kind of scrape out the bread a little bit just to make it more higher protein. But
I started doing that, the first one, but then I busted the bun, so it kind of made a
yeah,
mess.
yeah, yeah.
But
Can't
but
do
it
too
was,
much.
but it
But
was it was then I sort of quit that and just pulled it out with my hands.
yeah, what we can do, maybe we'll come up with a meal plan for Bruce, and then we'll just make a smaller version of that meal plan for Joy, and then you guys can both do the same thing if you guys
That
are up
would
for it.
be easier.
That'd be a lot easier because I know
Yeah.
it's difficult when she's trying to do one thing and I'm trying to do another, and it makes it hard for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We can get on a call maybe later on, or else I'll see you
Okay.
guys. I'll see you
See you
guys
at
in
the
town.
gym. See you in Arkansas at the gym.
Yeah, I'll see you guys there. Does anybody else have any obstacles, wins, or anything you learned about yourself you're stuck on, you need to get done, anything you want to celebrate?
Mike, how much creatine?
I do 5 grams a day. Some people say studies have shown that you can take up to 10 grams. I'm like, I saw that study and or the outcome of that study. I was like 10 grams a day. I don't know about my stomach on that one, you know. So I haven't tried it myself, but 5 grams a day for me. I do notice a difference when I get off creatine though. I feel ugh. Janelle, should Janelle put this in the chat? Should I take creatine even if I'm not working out? Does anybody know the answer to that question?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. Claudia's nodding her head yes. Because it not only has benefits, it also has really good for your brain health, actually. New studies have shown. We really live in a beautiful world right now. The studies are coming out that are giving us a lot of information that we didn't know before. And what it's also really proving is that it is actually very simple. We used to think that you had to eat every 2 hours. I used to tell my clients that eat every 2 hours, you stay in the fat burning zone. Or, oh, what else did I mean, all kinds of weird things. All these fad things, but really it's calories in versus calories out and eating enough protein and then eating fruits, vegetables, and all that stuff. But also want to share real quick before we go. Shayna had to go into work, but she put in the chat, big win for her, learning about better snacks. She has a very hectic job. She works at a distribution center, I believe, and her struggle or obstacle is not keeping up with the meal plan, trying not to find healthy eating out options instead of cooking, trying to find healthy eating out options instead of cooking. She has to head into work, but she says it was nice hearing everybody's story. I also want to share, she wasn't able to make it on the call, but her name is Jessica. She's in Iowa City, and she works, she goes to school 2 times a week, and she works at a gas station. She has to go there anywhere from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and she has to work 8 hours, and they have her, this is no joke, I'm not making this up. They have her making donuts for 8 hours in a row, and she's trying to lose weight. Now this is only a seasonal thing. It's only for 2 months. So I told her like, it's too late for you to get a new job, but this is just basically you're being tested now. Once this is over, then it's all going to be so smooth. So sometimes you're going to go through a phase in your life where you're in your lonely chapter, you're in the valley of despair, and you're just going to have to push through a little bit. But when are in that case, like for instance, Janelle, you're taking care of your mom. We have other people too. I know some of you are having very difficult situations. You know, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa. If you haven't seen all Rockies at least 3 times, and I don't even know what you're doing on this call, but Rocky Balboa Part 6. It's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get. It's not how about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, because that's what life is all about. So nothing's going to hit you harder than life. If you don't know what quote I'm talking about, go look it up on YouTube. And if you haven't seen all the Rockies, then I don't even know why you're even listening to me, because we should be friends. But I'm gonna go eat. It's a little late. And I'm gonna show you guys something that's very shocking. You have any idea what I'm about to show you? I know. Does anybody want to give a guess?
It's something orange.
No. Well, no, that's not shocking. Okay. I discovered this. I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm testing it for you guys. I am doing it for you. It's a hard job. Somebody's got to do it. I'm testing out the Chick-fil-A kale salad. So, but it's been sitting here in 93-degree weather, so I don't know if it's going to be a good assessment.
It's good.
But anyway, it was like $4 but anyway, it's kale in a drive-through, you know?
With cheese on it. Mm.
I don't know. No, it doesn't have cheese on it. It has something, probably like petroleum or something, like, I don't know, something chemical. But all right, well, I'm gonna go eat. Thank you so much for coming in. For showing up, and I'll send the replay out, and we'll do it again next week. Yeah. All right. Have a good night. We'll see you
Good night.
guys. Bye.